This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio, where the inner doll is created. Styling services they offer are sew-ins, quick weaves, relaxers, facial waxing, eyelash extensions, and much, much more. It's time for you to find your inner doll. Contact Selena today, serving the Tampa Bay and surrounding areas of Florida. And make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Hello everyone, Vanessa Klinger here. We currently have advertising and sponsorship packages available for the Ride Along with Vanessa and Spiritually Speaking and Awakening talk shows. Are you in the beauty, healthcare, auto, hotel industry? Are you a podcaster, light worker, spiritual teacher, and guide? We have interview spots available. KP Media Network provides global access and simultaneous streaming with a global reach of over 160 million. Go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor. Schedule a free consult now. Stay in love. Hello. Vanessa Klinger here. I'm offering a special coaching session just for you. For those of you who feel as if there's no love in your life, I can help you find it by providing tools and techniques that will bring you immediate results. Go to www.vanessaklinger.com, schedule a session, and I'll take care of you. Stay in love. Hello everyone, Vanessa Klinger here. Join us live Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media TV network for the Ride Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So join us Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Join us, won't you? Stay in love. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator.
And I'm Michelle, your motivator and your spiritual evolutionist.
Won't he do it, girl? Won't he do it? Well, yes. We just had we had Dr. Jody here she's in the green room, and she just sent up a prayer. So I know now, if I need my prayers answered, I'm gonna reach out to Dr. Jody, because all she said was, Father, we just ask you for grace. We just ask you for grace. So I am so happy. I didn't even change my background. I was like, oh, please. But yeah, so welcome, co-host. Can you believe it? The days are just going by so quickly. And
I know.
time is just speeding up.
Yes. We're getting out of here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. Consider Michelle and I your agents of divine guidance in these last and terrible yet glorious days that we are living in.
Wow, that's awesome. Say that again.
Consider us your divine agents of divine guidance during these last terrible yet glorious days.
I like that.
I just got it.
That's some good stuff. That was a download. Yeah.
Like 10 minutes before we came on here, and I had the music going, and I was led this season to really just set the tone, set the atmosphere, just to get it, where the energy is right, so that we can get centered and focused and the intentions aligned to bring awakening.
I know it's going to be a great show, because everything possible has happened to stop me from getting on this live tonight. My
Just
computer broke,
resistance.
the phone wouldn't work. My daughter was late getting off work. I was rushing. I'm ready. I'm
You
ready.
ready? Because I know once. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special night because we have Dr. Jody Baer, who is coming on shortly. And I'm telling you the truth. She is a force to be reckoned. And when you guys hear her, you are going to just, just the energy that's coming from her when she speaks. It is so edifying and so uplifting. It's definitely going to minister to your souls tonight because she is a health coach. So,
Yeah.
and she's been in the game for over 42 years. So
Wow.
a little bit about health. She's a holistic coach, right?
Yeah.
So, and when she's talking, she starts to, what they say, you start to be convicted because so I met Dr. Jody during the One Percenters Only Club. I was attracted to them back in March of this year, and Jay Noland, who is our mentor and coach, and it just kind of evolved. But every time I would listen to her, it just really motivated me to get my health in alignment. Last year I gave up beef and pork. That was a miracle in itself to give up bacon. I'm telling you, because I used to dream about that stuff. Every Christmas, I used to dream about ham and everything. Every Christmas, Vanessa was eating a ham all by myself. They'd be like, "What do you want for Christmas?" A ham. And I would eat it from Christmas all the way to New Year's. I'm serious.
Wow.
I'm serious.
I believe you.
And I've been slowly just transitioning and more into a plant-based diet, or just really focused on what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body, eating a little healthier. I'm eating a salad practically every night with some chicken, and it's just I'm so grateful because I know that means that spiritually I'm getting prepared. Yeah. Because we're not going to need food where we going. So it's just amazing. So I'm grateful. So you guys, we have an awesome show tonight. Now we're going to run one more ad, and then tonight's topic, co-host, is 2 is too much. 2 is too much.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about the double-minded man tonight. Yeah. How many minds you got going on up in there, huh? How many minds you got going on, people? That's right. 2 is too much. So go get your refreshing drink. That's right. I got my Stay in Love Motivations cup here. Co-host, I know you got a refreshing juice or whatever.
I don't know what I have right now.
Well, don't worry. I won't tell anyone if it's a little bit of whatever in there. But I know you don't drink, so I'm just teasing.
Little joy juice going on.
Jesus juice, they call it. You call it Jesus juice. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, run and get your refreshing drink. Pull up your Bible apps because the scripture is James 1 and 8. And we're going to run that down over here. Scripture is James 1 and 8. And tonight's topic is 2 is too much. So come back in about a few seconds. So stay tuned. Forgot what chat it was. This week's episode is sponsored by Organic Sunscreen Moisturizer. Sheer Perfection Moisturizer that can only be found on perfectiondayspa.com. Contact Delia today. I told you guys it was going to be quick. I told you, co-host, it was going to be quick. It was quick.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight, I want to make sure we have enough time for Dr. Jody because I'm so excited to hear what she has to share and everything she's got going on. She's got some amazing events scheduled. She's actually a KP Media TV network sister. So she's got a lot going on. And I just want to make sure we have enough time for her. But tonight we're going to tiptoe through the tulips of James 1 and 8, where we're going to be talking about 2 is too much and the double-minded man. So I'm excited to hear what you have to share. The amazing Michelle Massey Washington.
Watch out now.
Yes. 2 is too much. Okay.
2 is too much.
Double-minded man. Thoughts, co-host, on that?
Basically, You know, I'm a mind person. And so when we talk about the mind, I've discovered that we have more than one. And
Mhm.
then there always has to be a lining up. There cannot be separation. There has to be a collaboration in
Mhm.
order for us to have stability, in order for us to walk in oneness, because a divided house will always fall. So if you're vacillating back and forth, not sure, one day you're this way, one day, we have to be stable and foundationally on one accord with the spirit. So when we're talking about a double-minded man, we're not actually talking about necessarily two minds, could be two minds, but it's just a division of you dividing yourself from the spirit.
Agree. And the thing is that I would like to say there are two minds existing. It's the
Hmm.
one that you've been conditioned
Yeah.
versus that divine you who is knocking on the door of your consciousness saying, hello, can I come in? So it's that constant conflict. I'm serious. It was for me. It was for me because I grew up in
And
the
it
church.
can be. It's like multiple ways of seeing it. And that's why I say it can be, because you can look at it as the left-sided brain, which I call Adam, the
Right,
right-sided brain, which I call Eve. Adam is
right.
always trying to figure it out. Eve is in the creativity. So if there's not a marriage, that's what a real marriage is. It wasn't a, well, okay. It was
Yeah,
the left brain and the right brain coming
right,
together to be one mind. So when
right.
it says then the two became one, the left brain and the right brain, the creativity and the figuring out came out and collaborated in a marriage and they became one.
And got in harmony and unison with the
Yes,
spirit.
yes.
And that's to me that's the Holy Trinity, to be honest.
Yes.
That's how I define it in some areas. But to me, because I grew up in the church, so I had all of this programmed conditioning.
Mm-hmm. We all
Yet,
do.
yet that higher version of me, the real me, was saying, "Hey, look, come on, let me show you something." And it required so much courage, and I went through a lot of scenarios until I finally just yielded and said, "Uncle," and yielded. And it was the best thing I ever did when I allowed myself to step away from the religious programming that I was conditioned and grew up on. And also, I keep sharing this, ladies and gentlemen, but in the defense, it was the level of awareness.
Right,
But, so there's nothing wrong with it, but God wants to take us higher in our
right.
consciousness.
We don't want to get in a cell, in a prison, thinking that we've arrived and we've gotten it, when growth and evolving is always going higher and higher. And so what I like to call it is, we have a learned mind and a remembering mind.
Right.
And as we evolve, we begin to remember what we were told before we were in the womb versus what they learned us to keep us away from ourselves and knowing ourselves. So
Correct.
that's why a lot of people are mentally unstable right now, because they do not know how to operate in what we learned as normal, and it never was.
Mm-hmm.
But that energy from what was learned is fighting with the energy from what we know and remember, and there's a clash. And so when that's happening, your mental stability is like, well, where's God? Why didn't God do this? And da 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 da. You're going back and forth because the energy is doing this. It's a
Correct.
battle. But
Right.
when you feed the most, it's gonna prevail.
And I just encourage and ask, and we're going to be wrapping this up because we're going to bring Dr. Jody on. But this is the whole theme of this season, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming for your mind
Yes.
because we are your agents of divine guidance because we're in
For
the
your
last.
mind. For your mind.
I'm coming for
Line
your
it
mind.
up. Yes.
Yep, because we want it to merge with your spiritual mind, your divinity, and
Yes.
your humanity, so that you can finally align with your purpose
Right.
and walk and receive all the promises that God has promised. All right, we have a lot to cover tonight. I'm so excited to bring her on. I'm so excited. So we're gonna run one more ad, and then we're gonna do our intro, and then, ladies and
Is this
gentlemen,
going to be quick?
you have about I can get, how much time you need?
I'm
About
just,
45 seconds.
no, I'm good. I'm
You
good.
need a minute.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
But we're gonna run like I'll give a couple ads and then Dr. Jody's intro, and then we'll bring her on. So
Yes.
is that good? Is that good? Okay. All right. So stay tuned, everybody. Hello, everyone. Vanessa Klinger here. Join us live Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media TV network for the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So join us Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Join us, won't you? Stay in love.
The Real Men Are Aware Summit is coming this week. Join us to ignite your strength in the 6 arenas of human existence and awareness: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. Join me, Dr. Jody Baer, along with the Maynard Neal, my co-host, Saturday, November 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 hours to ignite your life and the hunger in you. Right here on KP Media TV channel. Watch.kpmedia.tv. See you there.
Tonight's special guest, Dr. Jody Baer, author, speaker, activist, philanthropist, a podcast host of Life's Milkshake Moments, an Olympic distance triathlete, and best-selling author. Finally, she is a network TV host and a member of the KP Media TV network family. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jody Baer. Yay, yay,
My
yay.
goodness gracious.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Right, Dr. Jody Baer. Wow. Okay.
Calm down, Vanessa. Calm down.
I shared before you came on how, we connected and everything. And I wanted to just, sing your praises because like I shared, just when you talk, it's just so motivating and encouraging. And you really bring a sense of, and lovingly, get your health together. That's what I get from when I hear your voice, because it's so motivating and encouraging. But also I hear a thread of get your health together. So Dr. Jody, share with us, your accomplishments and 42 years. Tell us about that. How did that start?
Oh my goodness. I've just got to say, first of all, my dear Vanessa, and spiritually speaking, think about, the word comes to me is grateful, spelled Great, because you are great. You are wonderful. And let me tell you something, mindset, what the two of you ladies are doing. Michelle, my new friend from my family hometown at ATL, Hotlanta. Let me tell you, it is not mindset, it is divine set between the two. So that's what I want to tell you. And thank you for just allowing me to be here to share my story. It's my accomplishments. I'm just a small town girl from Montana. For real. Montana came, no red lights anymore. The red light, I think traffic light left with me. It was the energy that got me to go, because I found early on that I could sing, and sing I did. And I was able to take that talent, that creator-given talent that came to me from my mama, from my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She was a soprano singing woman. I heard her sing when she was 94. Her vocal cords stayed together. I went and sang the concert halls of the world. I want to fast forward this. North America, you name it. Life's milkshake moments. Choose your ingredients wisely, because this man, now my husband, saw me at the New York City Opera, took me away. I was no longer Madame Butterfly. I became Mrs. And the Mrs., you know how it goes. 2 children, back to ATL, Michelle. That's how I ended up in Atlanta. Ever get that call? That one thing, it changes everything. Got a call from my mother, and she said, Jody, I have pancreatic cancer. They give me 6 weeks to live. 6 weeks. I'm 26 years old. I was in my kitchen just cleaning up, doing the daily routine, went to my half bath and sat down. The next thing I knew, I pulled off the toilet paper off of the roll until there was no more, just sobbing. But I became relentless because my mama gave me hope to make my vision. A little girl from Montana sings it with the New York Opera, sings in Vienna. Are you serious? Because of a mother's love. So I became relentless, got on the airplane with these 2 babies in diapers. So I got to go because it's the verse that has been a verse to me. This is part of the, what can I say? I call it the JIV version of the Bible, Jody's International Version. Okay. And Henry David Thoreau, it says, with one confidently advances into your dreams and endeavors, life will become fulfilled in uncommon hours. Little did I know, my ignite moment, my life's milkshake moment, finding health coaching, is because I was going to find something. I became relentless for my mother. I was going to find something that would give her length of life. I found it in the little Laurel, Montana library. I ran to that checkout place, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was Edgar Casey's Protocol, 150 years old. I had to blow the dust off the book. And we celebrated week 7, week 8. I gave my mother through this length of life almost 3 years. You see, the body put in any condition is a miracle making machine because the divine gave us this miracle making machine, and it will heal itself. And to the degree that my mother looked at me and said, Jody, in her Norwegian accent, Jody, you must give others what you have found. And
awesome.
I became a health coach. I said, I got my moment. I've got my moment. And what happened, yes, she just passed on. But when I look at my clients, Vanessa and Michelle, and when I look at people, and I think now that the 1 million pounds of toxic fat in my practice eliminated, lives saved this way because of what I know. I think about now in the COVID era, 2,000 clients. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. My website is healthcoachjody.com. It's along my line. All you've got to do is go into my blog, get what you need. And what I'm offering our audience here is a download, because I know I have a mantra: wake up, wake up. Got that one? Be amazing. Yes. Then absolutely take everything you've got, rinse, repeat, be relentless, wake up, and you go back to wake up. This ebook is free. It's 10 a.m. rituals for a.m. success in health, because we need that from the very beginning. Yeah, it begins with gratitude. But what if our bodies aren't well? This is the temple, as I said, of our Creator. And my green miracle drink is there. I know it will change your life. I just know. And so that's a little bit about me. I just help people. I know that you wanted me to go into my book and my awareness. You just want me to go with it. Vanessa, did you have a question? Just tell me, girl.
I wanted to get that link for your website because I did not get that from you when we met. Okay. What is it, so I can run it so people can run out there and get that free ebook that you are offering the viewers? What was that?
It's Health Coach Jody, my name, healthcoachjody.com. And as you do that, thank you, Vanessa. I just want to tell you, Michelle, one more time, just how you have just served. You've got a servant's heart. That's why we connected. And one of my very favorite verses in the JIV version of Jody's International Version, again, is people perish for lack of knowledge. What I give people is awareness. Now, if you want to go ahead and eat frankenfood, that's fine, but you know that you're going to pay the price. Do what's easy and your life will become hard. Do what's hard and your life will become easy. Everyone can be a level 2 or a level 1. You see, I close my practice. I'm thinking I'm 66, going to be 67. It's time. January 2020. Closed my office. And I've just felt led. I went to my now husband, the wonderful Dr. Baer, and said, I think it's time for me just to go online. I've earned it. And frankly, what a just a prophetic way that was. I had no idea. Did we, that COVID was happening? I had no idea that me getting that cue, as you said, Michelle, you said those two minds. I could feel both of those minds coming together and saying, this is the path, walk ye in it. That I was supposed to close my office, going to be 67. I just call it 13. It sounds better. But how did I know that I was going to be busier than ever? And Vanessa, through Clubhouse, we got to meet each other, like you said already. The Jay Noland, being able to be here. Now it's not 6 degrees of separation. It is 3 degrees of separation. And because we did that event in March for Women's Health Month in March, I heard Mr. Les Brown. And Jay Nolan, my coach of over 8 years, said, you've got to do this. And I'm going, okay, when he tells me to do something, I just do it. I had no idea where this was going to lead. I had no clue. This is the way, walk ye in it. That's when the double-minded man comes together and you go down the middle of the road, lest you stay on either side and you become roadkill. It just doesn't work that way. And so I remember Les Brown. I was speaking in 1998 at a convention talking about weight loss. 1,200 clients. I've done it once or twice in my life. Okay. Corporate clients talking about weight loss. And they said, Les Brown is our keynote. I'm like, the Les Brown? I mean, like,
it's amazing.
Yeah. And so I'm not a really big person. So I just huddled behind the speaker. I thought, they're not whisking me off to the green room. I'm staying right here. I'm not missing a word. So I could meet him, shake his hand when he was down 45 minutes. My high heels, my feet didn't even hurt. I was transfixed. And then he went ahead and I said to him, I said, Mr. Brown, we're going to be working together one day. I had no earthly idea. Here I am, my little story, law of attraction.
Right.
Fast forward to 2020. We have COVID. I'm now in his Hungry for Greatness program. It is the best coaching I've ever done. I've had a coach or two after 42 years. But what we have done, we come together, a compiling story with Mr. Les Brown and the book. I guess it's this way, but you get the drift. Ignite the hunger in you. Everybody knows about his story. You got to be hungry. Well, on Vanessa and Michelle's show, Spiritually Speaking, are the first to see the real live book.
All right. It's finally in print. Awesome.
Filled with people that are looking. My story, Vanessa, is from tummy ache to transcendent health.
I love that.
You love that?
Yeah.
So can I talk to you about the tummy ache?
Share with us your part in the book.
All right. So I just knew, for me, that tummy ache, you see, my ignite moment was when I was 3 years old. My dad passed away unexpectedly. And he was 42 years old, was supposed to have just a routine operation, never made it back. And what I was feeling was that grief as a 3-year-old, and something that I carried along with me for my life. Being a health coach, helping my mother, helped me. And you're going to have to buy the book to hear the rest of the story. But I'm going to tell you this. As Mr. Les Brown coached me, he said, what I had was a tummy ache. But in this COVID era, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone from a tummy ache to a belly ache. Everybody, think about it. 8 out of 10 people that are walking this world are absolutely morbidly obese. So we've got obesity, we've got suicide rates, we've got marriages ending in divorce, we've got children at risk, we have violence, we have drug, alcohol addiction, all of these things. You see, that's what I wrote in my dissertation. I didn't know that it was going to come full circle. Now, getting that approved during the COVID era at long last, at least I did it before I was Grandma Moses's age. But at any rate, what I know in all seriousness, that people need help. There's hope. There's hope you can get through this.
Yes.
And this is what this Ignite the Hunger in You book is all about. You can download your copy. Thank you for putting that here. It is on Les Brown's bucket list to be a New York Times bestseller. And thank you for allowing that to happen.
Yes, I want to just speak to that because, here's the thing. We have been conditioned to eat all of the food, and in essence, and this is what I know for sure, the more of the prepackaged meat, processed foods,
Good girl.
the heavier you are in spirit.
Yes.
What I know for sure, when you transition and from and lean into and adopt a healthier eating lifestyle, you connect with God and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Your intuition magnifies your chakras because you want to, and Michelle, jump in, you want to start meditating. When I started in alternative medicine 20 years ago, I was started selling Herbalife. That's a whole nother show. But I started taking alternative herbal vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, I started meditating, exercising, and I grew closer and I evolved spiritually. So Michelle, share with us how, when you adopt a healthier lifestyle, how it serves as a gateway, really,
Yeah,
to
because it's basically a power of attraction from the
Yes.
energy that you allow yourself to be drawn to. You begin to attract from the inside, because this is an inside job, to allow yourself to explore the outside. But I continue to see myself, my flesh, as a vehicle,
Yes.
like my car outside. And unless my spirit gets in that vehicle to operate it, it's not going anywhere. So I look at my body the same way. And so when you begin to meditate, you start this on the out, you feel this is something like, I've got to do this. Because even with this drawing behind me, I started doing broadcasts, and people were saying, are you in a cult? But I began to learn about the chakras, and I began to learn about the energy. And once you go inside, then your outside is going to say, wait a minute, now you got to stop doing this and you got to stop doing that, because the attraction of the power that's motivating you on the inside is going to just start pushing stuff away.
Michelle, Vanessa, how did I know? That this connection? I'm loving it, because I say almost every single time I speak, una cuerpo, una vida, one body, one life. If you had a Lamborghini sitting out in your driveway, would you put apple juice in it?
you always
You would put premium gas. You would go buy the owner's manual. Well, I don't have my Bible. It's across the room, but let's just pretend this is your Bible. Wouldn't you go buy your owner's manual? I say to people, now I know she shouldn't have eaten that apple. That was her creative side, that Eve thing that got us into all this trouble as it was. But they were eating from the fruit. They were eating from the ground. I have a saying, if it comes from the mother, it belongs in the mouth of another. People call that plant-based. I just call this smart-based. Now, if you need a little bit of meat, but what you do, and this is what I believe with the chakras, when I heal people from the inside out, and it's transformation is an inside job. It just is. But you start with your bottom chakra, you work your way up. I have a whole protocol, a 90-day protocol. I just had another one. This woman that was having, all of a sudden, it's like the woman in the Bible that had the issue of blood. I guess we ladies, we're just having a talk here. She started, for whatever reason, 62 years old, started doing this. Doctors couldn't find anything. All I did, now I'm not saying, not making any medical, I'm not making any kind of claim, but her body responded to her body because it was a miracle making machine. Just happened at 4 o'clock today. Took her 3 weeks, 8 months. Do you know how tired this woman was? Because energy creates vitality, which transmits to longevity. And she was just worn out. 3 weeks. I would not even recognized her voice because the chakra went up to her vocal chakra. The inflammation went down. Number one cause of all disease. Uncle Harry didn't die of a heart attack. He died of inflammation. So did Aunt Harriet.
Yes.
You get the inflammation down, you go down deep, you heal down deep. And yes, it's kind of the scoop on poop. I got to talk about pee and poop every single time. It's just the way it is. Then you build back up and you'll say, oh my, because no food tastes as good as health feels. It just doesn't. So, Vanessa, I've got a question for you. Does that mean that you have been saved because you've been delivered from dreaming about ham?
Oh yeah, because okay, so here, yeah, because the more and more that I begin to quote unquote wake up, especially last year when everything just kind of triggered and the horrible incident and everything, it was, and you know, the COVID, because we immediately started working from home because I work full time as well with all the other stuff that I do, and I was able to really just hear and be made aware, and spirit, you know, presented things to me, and I was you know what, it was like someone came in and turned the lights on in my soul, Dr. Jody, and spirit did that for me, because it was like, okay, look, this is what it is. It was like someone took the veils off my eyes. So yeah, I said, you know what, I went home for Christmas 2020, and I told my mother, I says, I stopped eating meat, like beef, in March of last year. I just stopped. And my inflammation went away in my hands because they started swelling up. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And instinctively, I just said, I'm going to stop eating red meat. And I stopped eating it. And then I just started eating chicken, started introducing more chicken and some seafood. And I noticed, like, within like 2 months, my hands went down, you know, the inflammation, and I started feeling better. And then I told my mother at Christmas, I said, I'm going to give up pork too. I says, nope, no pork. No pork. I says, I saw a video and it changed my life. And you know, there's a reason why Jesus sent those pigs over that mountain. There's something to it. And the thing was, it was the bacon. It was the bacon. Oh my God. So
deliver her from bacon, Father.
no, I'm serious. So when New Year's rolled into 2021, I went on a binge. I ate bacon every day for a week. And then I just stopped. So I know that when you start to really just allow spirit and start introducing better spiritual approaches and allowing yourself to evolve by eating better, you really begin to get in tune with spirit, and you begin to awaken your spirit so that you can be more enlightened and you can hear. Because see, all of that food and that junk, that's why they call it junk food.
Thank you.
You know, all of that stuff that you're eating, the processed, and you know, you don't know what they're putting in the hamburger. You don't know what that is. We were so
they make it so convenient and cheap. But and that's not a lot. If you don't get the mindset of that, then you gravitate to that because you say, I can't afford. So when you begin to say, I can't afford, then you begin to draw the energy of the things you can't, you push back the things that you're saying you can't afford, because it happened with this house that I'm in. The first thing I said to God, I can't afford this. And he said, don't you ever say that again. If I am your God, you don't say you can't afford. And so what we have to do is get the mind of having rather than the mind of saying, I don't want. We put an intention on what we don't want, and then we draw that. Exactly. So we've got to reverse and put the intention on the things we must have, or we should not be in need. But our mouths and our intentions are pushing away the things that we would like to have in our life by us saying, I don't want. And so that's an intention that you're placing on that energy to draw it into your life.
Right. And the habit of just, you know, going to fast food or going, you know, and I'm like, you know, it's a habit. It's a habitual habit. We've been programmed, not me, but so all of us were programmed just to go to the fast food place. Go here, go get something quick, go get something that you don't know where that salami came. You don't know where it came from, because it was what we were conditioned. And the thing is, the courageous thing that we all can do is finally say, you know what? I
I'm
do
going
have
to be.
15 minutes. I'm going to turn my music on. I'm going to dance around and I'm going to make me a healthy meal. And when you do that, it's a meditative, you put yourself in a meditative state that
Yes.
the food is good. And when you eat it, it's so much more enjoyable. And
It
then
is all. It is all for good. And I was just thinking, if I may interject, Vanessa,
yes,
there are two things, because now with working with doctors who are back in the offices as a health coach, 3 days to 4 days out of the week, I'm going to different places in Central Florida. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and it's not like just Orlando, it's Cocoa Beach, it's Melbourne, it's up in Ocala, it's down even as far as Boca Raton. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Try it for that week, like you did with the bacon, because what happened is that you overloaded with the sodium. But before I give you the tip, I'm just going to caution you about one thing. I'm not going to say which fast foods. You can just imagine. I saw a study of 4 fast food places and 4 things that were picked up in the processed section. I don't know, in the grocery store. Do you know that they each had an addictive component in there that was more addictive
Yeah.
than cocaine?
Yeah.
And you think about, if this double-minded man, you've got left brain and right brain, how are you going to bring it together? How are you going to go ahead? And if your body is working on this frankenfood with digestion, how are you going to hear from the divine? How are you going to hear from your creator? How are you going to hear the right thing when you go into meditation with, by the way, Michelle, on my 10 rituals for AM success, I have an easy 10 to 15-minute meditation. Anybody can start, just begin. So I'm going to give you a tip. You make this green miracle drink, start with a smoothie. I have many, many recipes that are on in my book.
Speaking of recipes, aren't you coming out with the recipe book, Dr. Jody?
Are you just my promoter? I didn't know that you were my PR agent. Yes, we do have a book by my colleague and dear Dr. Mike Van Thielen with Health for Life. It's called Be Lean. Now,
Okay.
and we've taken it off Amazon. This is the second edition. You will see some of the pictures in the back of some of these people that I've had just absolute life transformation plays with. Dr. Mike wrote this with just the intention of why you've got this C-reactive protein, all the academics. Then we put in there absolutely great recipes. Now, anybody can make the bacon taste good, correct? The divine, undivine ham. You know, you think about being down south, whether it's a sweet potato pie, we could go on and on and on. But how that lets make a healthy alternative that you know that no food, as I'm saying, tastes as good as health feels. And you
I
know
love that.
digesting properly so you can listen. And yes, it'll be out the first of the year. And we'll let you know when it comes out. Thank you for that. Be
Yes,
lean.
because I know that you have your show on KP Media, but I also want to have you on again in the first of the year because my nephew, I love him, John. He became a certified physical, what do you call it, coach. And he's going to be on. So I really want to have us, when we go into the next season, we're going to have the jump off where we have we have him, introducing workout routines and everything. So we want to try to get together. So you and I will get together on that, because I know that you have your show going, but I just see that that's where it's going. And we can talk all night, but I want to make room for all the great stuff that you have coming up. So we are going to run your ad again for this
Oh,
wonderful
my goodness gracious. Thank you.
and then we come back, we're going to talk about that and your upcoming show on KP Media. Bro, okay, so stay tuned, everybody.
The Real Men Are Aware Summit is coming this week. Join us to ignite your strength in the 6 arenas of human existence and awareness: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. Join me, Dr. Jody Baer, along with the Maynard Neal, my co-host, Saturday, November 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 hours to ignite your life and the hunger in you. Right here on KP Media TV channel. Watch.kpmedia.tv. See you there.
The Real Men Are Aware Summit. Tell us about that, Dr. Joe.
Because real men are aware.
Yes,
And let me
they
tell you,
are.
They are.
You know what? I can find any. I'm not looking, but I'm just like, I'm just trying to see if I can really find some real men who are aware. I think you have some coming on at this summit, right?
Please make sure that you tune in, because you're going to say, real fine, these men.
I just want to see if they're like, on the level, because real men are aware.
And
I know it, because I'm like.
we spell that PHYNE fine, because it's like a dose of some kind of, we have a supplement that one of the doctors and I have created called Ficodine. I said, it's be so fine, like Ficodine. It's like a whole new strain. But I'm so grateful for KPTV Media just to allow me, being a debut. Yes, the show is debuting. We'll get to that in a minute, on Wednesday, but to give me 4 hours to bring this. And why we decided to do this. When I was with Les Brown and we spoke in New York City in August, I was with Michelle and Vanessa. Have you had those girlfriend moments where we don't even do anything by ourselves? Okay. Well, Jackie Tate grabbed me and she said, well, you ready to leave? I need to get an Uber. You've heard the story, Vanessa. Jackie Tate, I'd never met her, but we got into this conversation. The next thing you know, this driver was sitting there, who knows how long, in New York City, said, ladies, are you ever going to get out so I can get another passenger? I mean, we were there because women's health awareness. We've got to do this for October. And women do this, and women.
We're ignited. We were ignited.
Yes, we were ignited. And Vanessa, you were a great MC when we did that 10-hour clubhouse marathon. It was wonderful. We raised money for the Kenya kids. We were able to get their banana trees up, and that was absolutely wonderful. They've got 20 more plants that we're going to do that. Those kids are just my pride and joy since 2009. So we were able to do that. So then what did we think? We can't leave the men out. Let's do a men's health, which is Men's Health Month in November. But real men are aware. Ignite the strength in you, because real men that don't say, well, I'm just going to leave it alone, forget about it. You know, those men, because they just want to fix something, that they go in and they just look at themselves as a whole human being, not a double-minded man, but that they're saying to their true north. So like what I'm going to be doing with the show, it's all 6 pillars of human awareness, starting with your spiritual, then going down to your physical, because men are so physical. Then when they feel great physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and then the finances are there. When they all are in a line and you do those top 5, the finances are going to come together. But just listen to this lineup, would you, Vanessa? And
yes,
please. I give kudos, not only the mindset mentor, and I think Maynard Neal sold $10 million in real estate last year alone. I mean, he's just a mogul, and he's up in Michigan. He's my co-host. That's why I call him the Maynard Neal. The renowned chiropractic physician, Dr. Bill Janishek in California. Rex Sykes is going to be there. Jay Nolan, Josh Payne. You know some of these names, Vanessa,
yes,
from
the
financial fireman, Josh Payne. And then we're having different authors that are men, because we have the women authors in October.
Yep.
Chad Foster, Dan Gillum, Shoshone Sales, Erasmo Rivera, Atul Batari, and Ermos, I'm going to get it right, Akutaru, I knew I would, Glenn Lundy. And then we've got Reverend Tola Faminu, who is a pastor in Atlanta, Michelle, and also Ben Swiska. Dr. Caxton Opry is going to be there. This man
has
written 10 books on COVID-19. He's a renowned expert. Dr. Mark Chavez is known as the Health ND. Dr. Mike Van Thielen, my partner that I've written the book with. Calvin Kuramang, who is my yogi from College Park Yoga, 20 years that they've been in that establishment there. But guess what? We're all coming together. J.B. Owen, the publisher, 14-time best-selling author and publisher, J.B. Owen of Ignite Publishing. It's about Les Brown. It's about honoring him with this bucket list. He's always wanted to be a New York Times best-selling author. Now we're going to make him there so that we know that he can truthfully be that. It's Saturday, the November 13th is when we're doing this, Saturday on 10 a.m. Eastern. And I can tell you that we're going to be doing something with the Kenya kids. And I just want to throw that your way, that when COVID hit, their corporate funding, it just stopped. They had nothing, none, zippo, nada. And so a few of us came together and started giving what we can. But what we have done through Clubhouse, through the different fundraisers, now partnering with KP Media, we've been able to give them a security wall around their orphanage because they had a family member of Dr. Amos Abuga was actually killed because people thought they had money. That's what we've seen, violence go up all over in COVID. We've been able to drill wells so that these kids have clean water. They can sell it. We've gone ahead and planted these banana trees. Now our goal is for each of these young men and women to get a brand new uniform, a brand new Bible. You're going to love this, and a brand new book on Think and Grow Rich, because their curriculum is based on Think and Grow Rich principles, and new little shoes for the first of the year. And I know we're going to be doing it because we just, that's what we do. We just make that happen. And so, yes, these Kenya kids are a part of my heart.
And, you know, you're more than just giving them a fish. You're teaching them how to fish. Yes. And it's all about the mindset. And this is why not why I did it, but spiritually, you know, I really believe that you have to be spiritually aligned to attract the next level mentors and teachers in your life. And I have to give Jay Nolan his props because it was interesting. And I have to give KP Media because we had our network meeting, and this was back in November, December. They were like, you need to get on Clubhouse. You need to get on Clubhouse. You know, it's like you heard this, there's gold out there in them hills. You know, that's the kind of get on Clubhouse, you know, and I'm like, no. So I ordered an iPhone immediately. Fortunately, it was only $40, you know, because, you know, and I was like, okay, everything was just lining up where it worked perfectly. So I was on there, you know, I logged on and everything. And then, you know, January rolled around, February, and I'm like, oh, let me go on Clubhouse. March, I go into the 1%ers only. The notification came up, and I was like, 1%ers only. I'm like, let me check this out, you know. And it was Jay Nolan and Mo's room that they had. And when I heard him speak and I heard what was going on, I just, you know, just sitting back, just listening, right? And they invited me up to speak, and I shared. And when I was done, Jay, you know, interjected. He says, you know what? He says, you're a badass. You're a badass, you know, I'll never forget it, you know. And I was like, okay, you know, and I didn't really think nothing of it, but I was like, okay. So what I'm alluding to is this: Jay Nolan hears people. He hears you. So if you're looking at, you know, because everybody's a coach, everybody's doing this, and that's fantastic. But if you want to align yourself to where you change your mindset to really align with, and he will assist you in attracting all of the resources that you need, in addition to all the wonderful resources that he offered to really align with your purpose. Because, you know, like I'm saying, you know, we're in the last days, and I don't care what anybody says, this place is not my home, but I'm going to do my best at being a servant and a representative of Christ consciousness by sharing and being a divine guide to all of you to realize, okay, I'm going to go out swinging, and I'm going to go out representing my creator, you know. So that's why I encourage all of you, you need to get your mindset right. And in order to do that, you got to get your health right, because you can't hear when your drain is clogged. You can't, the water can't flow through the drain if it's clogged. The water represents spirit. The water represents spirit. So it can't get through.
Well, so maybe I can do a kind of a, can I do some kind of a tagline about that? I am your life's liquid plumber. What do you think? I like that. You know,
Dr. Jody Drano.
Let's get it through, because, you know, when you were saying about the 1%er, I'm thinking, if you're just listening to this, ladies and gentlemen, you can do your health 1% a day, just like we did in 100 days. We had 100 days. We saw lives change.
Over 100,000 people came through the room.
Transformed. It was uncanny because of what we did together. I hear what Les Brown has said in today's world, because it is a community of like-minded, collaborative, achievement-driven relationships. This is what we're doing right here. Yes, we are in the latter days. And to me, and I said this to you, Michelle, and to you, Vanessa, what I wanted to do is going ahead and shaking your hand as I'm heading to my maker, said, happy to see you. I'm going to be sliding and getting everything I had out of life, but I'm going to go up vertically. I'm just saying. And thank you, Namalakai, for that wonderful endorsement. But this is what I know, how this came, these 3 degrees of separation. My show will be debuting Wednesday, 6 p.m. It's called Life's Milkshake Moment, because life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do, life will be oh so sweet. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Life is not a journey unless you make a decision. But health is not what you do. It's who you are along that journey. And when you become your health, that's what you become, Michelle. This is why I'm so energized when I see people that have made that decision, that, you're not dreaming of ham, you're not dreaming of bacon, you're thinking about, creating bacon, the other kind of monetary bacon, to help people and do other things so that they can have your best life. And our debut show this week is with one of our authors. I have 6 out of the.
What time is it, so I can run the banner, Dr.
Yes,
Jody?
6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m.
All
Eastern.
right.
3 p.m. Pacific. One of our authors from California, Nick Reno, is going to be on there, and you will hear her amazing Ignite story, and also Maynard Neal, because he's my co-host. And speaking of badass as a man, he really is. And I'll tell you, what we're going to be doing on our show is we're going to take one of these 6 pillars every single week. Starting with the following week, Reverend Tola Thamanu is going to be on there. And Vanessa, Dion Davis.
Oh, wow.
Davis is going to be in the physical pillar, along with Melanie Summers. Melanie has lost 40 pounds. Dion has lost 65. You see, when I see people the next time, I just say, I'll be seeing less of you the next time. That's just, but we're going to have just a fitness tip sometimes, but we're always going to have a health tip that you can take away, kind of like the green miracle drink. You can do this. You can go ahead, and I eliminated this, and forgive me if I go on for just a quick 1 more minute.
You're gonna have to email me the ingredients to that green drink, because I want to incorporate that into my practice, and then sing the praises as the weight falls off.
Oh, without a doubt, because you can make a batch of this green miracle drink. You can take it 4 days in a mason jar. Take it with you on the road. Take yourself some green apples, only the organic Granny Smith apples, because they will open up your digestive tract. And rather than take 2 pills and call me in the morning, that's my tip. Instead of Frankenfood, you take it with you. You just do, because no food, as I've already said, tastes as good as health feels. But the best thing I know, when you hunger for righteousness' sake, when you hunger for the divine, when you hunger for your best life in all these 6 areas, hunger is the best seasoning so that we can be all that we want to be. And I want to end just by giving you and our wonderful audience here, and I want to give you praise and honor for coming and doing this on a weekly basis, coming and doing this, so that you were like, Michelle, I don't know that you lived in Atlanta when Moby in the Morning was on, but I seen this Vanessa at 8 a.m. in the morning driving on like her morning show, like Moby in the Morning saying, "Yee, dogs." That's kind of what you've got here, doing your thing, no, I have to say it right, doing your thing. It's doing your thing. And what I give is your thing in this COVID era is hope. And it stands for this, to go down into your healing, because nobody knows you like you do they? Then to go up in opportunity to your true north, because he will always light the way, and then come in in positivity to be and live the law of attraction. Then you go out in empowerment. Change yourself, that una cuerpo, una vida, one body, one life. And then your circle. And then you change the world. As Mr.
And
Leslie,
you've actually created the cross.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And you know, when I know that it is you, as Les Brown says, it is you who can determine where you want to go. No one else. Know that it is you who can desire to have anything, depending on the amount of time and energy that you're going to be putting into that thing. Do it like your life depends on it.
And it does.
It does. And it's not your physical life.
It does.
It's your spiritual life.
It does. Thank you.
It does. Dr. Jody. Wow. I told you guys. I told you. Oh my gosh. What an honor to have you on. Such encouragement. I'm getting misty. Such encouragement. And wow. I will be tuning in Wednesday night.
I will too.
And I'm so happy that you're part of the KP Media family.
We're cheering for you.
Yes.
Put your hand on your
Oh,
heart.
yeah, I forgot.
Feel your pulse. But then you put your hand over that left hand, because together it's more of a pulse and a heartbeat. And ladies, you are that heartbeat, spiritually speaking. Thank you for honoring me with this time to be on your show.
Oh, honor you, Dr. Jody. Dr. Jody. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jody Baer, health coach.
Extraordinaire.
Dr. J saying, have a healthy day.
Wow, we are right at the top of the hour. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you, podcaster listeners. Thank you so much. You have all of the details. Her show is Wednesday, Life's Milkshake Moments, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The live access link is watch.kpmedia.tv. So I typed that wrong because she just had me going. So let me redo that really quick because of my OCD, because that's just the way I am. And run that again. So it's watch.kpmedia.tv. That's the live access link. So tune in if you enjoy Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. You can you save that link in your browser, and every time you want to see a great show from the KP Media TV network, it comes right up. So that's your access right there. You don't need a Roku television. If you have it, that's great, but you don't need it. All you need is an internet browser, and you type in watch.kpmedia.tv. Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Right Along with Vanessa morning show. Sunday nights, Spiritually Speaking and Awakening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Dr. Jody's Life's Milkshake Moments, Wednesday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have so much content. There are a lot of great creators here on the network. So we encourage you, just save the link, and then, just watch whatever you want to watch. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Social media world, thank you so much for your input. Thank you, Dr. Jody Baer. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
co-host.
And Michelle.
Didn't I tell you, co-host? I told you. Such an honor to know you, ma'am. Everyone, until Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right along the Vanessa Morning Show. Tune in right here via the KP Media TV network. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator.
And I'm Michelle, your motivator and your spiritual evolutionist. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Stay in love. Ooh, wow, that was great. That was just great.
Thank you for enjoying the show. If you have an awesome product or service that you would like Vanessa to promote, go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor, and we'll get back to you. We have monthly sponsorship programs, ad slots, all kinds of wonderful great things to promote your product or service. Contact Vanessa today.